Global Care Foundation is engaged in a very noble task of strengthening the roots of democracy and the roots of rule of law. The legal principles on which the rule of law is based is that every person, every individual should have access to the justice system and nobody should be deprived of his personal liberty except as per the procedure established by law. These legal principles are very often stated in very lofty terms in the judgments of the superior courts, particularly the apex court of our country. But the point is that how these principles are translated at the ground level. The NGOs like that of Global Care Foundation has to play a very useful and a very basic role to strengthen the rights of the citizens and to strengthen the principles of the rule of law. The Global Care Foundation is engaged chiefly in releasing the under trial prisoners who have been suffering incarceration during the pendency of the trial or investigation and have been in detention for a period extending over half the period for which, even if they are convicted, they would be in prison. And they are then released on bail. The Global Care Foundation arranges for the bail for such under trial prisoners, but not merely that, but they are also in consultation and in conjunction with the Tata School of Social Sciences. They are also engaged in the entire scheme of rehabilitating the accused or the prisoners who are released. They normally concentrate on the prisoners who are the first offenders of minor offences. In the span of nearly two years, they have paid the full amount of bail of nearly 150 prisoners and got them out on bail. And these 150 prisoners are then introduced, some of them who need the rehabilitation. The Prayas is another NGO who are working with Global Care Foundation, and they undertake the task of rehabilitating these prisoners so they become the responsible citizens in the society. Now, the real task of legal aid is not merely to provide the legal aid in court, but also to create the awareness of the rights among the people, for which the Global Care also undertakes the activities of creating legal awareness amongst the people and also creating the entire force of the para-legal volunteers, because to effective legal aid to the needy is not merely enough that there should be the trained advocates to represent them in court, but it is equally important that the case is presented and the advocates are fully assisted so that the case can be properly presented in court. The task of collecting the evidence to effectively present the case of the person is more important than mere advocacy in court. It is said that any constitution can merely give directions, but in that directions, how to move fast and at what speed we can move fast depends upon the social structure, that exist in a society. Global care meets the felt need of the time and is providing that kind of a social structure. I wish them well and I congratulate every person, every volunteer, every worker of the Global Care Foundation and wish them well in their noble task of providing legal aid to the needy. Global Care Foundation has the dedicated volunteers and workers who regularly visit the prison and there they interview the under trial prisoners, understand the need, try to also rehabilitate them, and they make all the arrangements to get them out on bail. And if the prisoner is undergoing incarceration because of the prisoner's inability to provide the amount of bail, then they arrange for the bail and get them out on bail. And thereafter, the whole process of rehabilitation starts in collaboration with the Institute of the Tata School of Social Sciences. It is the duty of every member of the society to help and support the NGO Global Care Foundation. They are engaged in a very noble task of saving the youth of the community because most of these under trial prisoners who are in custody in jail and who are unable to comply with the conditions on which the bail is granted, they help them so that the youth of the community may be saved and the youth of the community may be used in a more effective and a more constructive way in the society. It is the duty of every member of the society to help the Global Care Foundation in its noble objective of saving the youth of the community.